Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Coming at you with a video because I was asked a question about depression and what do I know about it. I know too much. In fact, I suffer from it. Yeah. But you're so positive. Why do you suffer from it? No, I've suffered from depression for a very long time, and it's a serious subject. It's also a sensitive one. I mean, it's a silent killer, you know. Many guys, in general too, don't want to talk about things. We hold it in. We don't want to be judged. Ladies, you as well. You don't want to throw the pity party because that's not what you're about. So you do your best to try to be strong. You do your best to try to fake a smile. But deep down, your mind is just going. You know, and so people make it sound like it's just a state of mind. It in some shape or form. I mean, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. But I tell you what, I'm not all there, and that's just being honest. You know, growing up in a rough background, seeing the things I've had to see. You know, and that's not even coming from the obese side. You know, back in the day when you were fat, you got teased, you got bullied, you got, so on and so forth. And then I had to move school to school, and that made it even worse because you were the new kid that was fat. And and then, you go to a school that is pretty good in money, then you're the poor fat kid compared to them. So you're the black sheep. But then some people know how that feels. Then it goes deeper. I wasn't always the family-oriented one growing up. I was the odd one. I was the one that didn't fit in, that stood out. I was the black sheep of my family. It wasn't intentional. It's just how it happens. Everybody's stronger. Everybody's smarter. Everybody's doing this. The focus is there. So you feel alone. You feel by yourself. That eats away at you. And this is from childhood. And then you coming from that kind of background, you go out, and there was a time I was homeless. And I'm open about it because it's not something I try to get people to be like, make me feel pity for me. No, I've overcome that. Where I'm at now, I look back and it's like, yeah, I got through that. But it was not easy. It messed with my mind so much. I hated me. I hated life. I hated everything about it. I hated waking up being me. And that depression just sinks in because you're not safe anywhere. I try to stay busy, try to stay active, try to go into my own hobbies, and it just never worked. When you go to jobs, they don't really treat you as an equal. They figure since you come from that kind of background, you can do the jobs that nobody wants to do, and you can take the verbal abuse, and it's okay because they're paying you. And I've been working for a very long time. They always look down on you. That's always been a pet peeve of mine. But at the same time, it depresses me. It does. I hate it. And there was a time I hated life so bad I wanted to end it. I did. So bad. I was done. I was like, why am I living to survive? Why am I living to hurt? And that depression eats away. And many people deal with this. I had friends that deal with this, that actually did take their lives. I had, people that you think that were strong and proud, that it destroyed them. It led them to other things that just destroyed them. And I didn't let that happen to me, even though there was times I really, really wanted to. I didn't. I don't know why. I can't really say why. Because I don't really know. I just, I go by the phrase. I take it a day at a time. I try to find new meanings, new things, It didn't get easier as I got older. Hell no, it didn't. I went through heartaches, heartbreaks. That depression in here is just, I can't really describe it, but I know that many of those that do suffer from it deal with it in a certain way. Some take medication, some have outlets. You know, I guess in my case, the gym is my outlet. You know, it does. Whether I'm, you know, no matter what happens, I go, I'll figure it out. You know, so the reason why I'm even bringing this up, one, is because not everything is rainbows and unicorns and sunshine. You know, it's a real issue that I hope that sometimes for you guys out there, talk to somebody. Even if you're venting, even if, you know, you're trying to get it off your chest and you want to cry, you want to, you know, just understand that numbing yourself never works, because that doesn't get rid of the problem. You know, I understand that when life gets really when it starts beating on you, you just kind of leap back into that zone. You know, and I'm guilty of that. You know, sometimes I always believe no matter how much good you do, people will always find the worst in you. And it's not even a bad thing. They just want some reason to be mad at you. And that doesn't reflect you, that reflects them. You know, no matter what happens, no matter what good and how positive you can be, somebody, you know, is going to shit on your parade. You know, there's just good people and there's just bad people. It's balance, unfortunately. You gotta accept one and you have to accept the other. You don't have to like it, but it's there. But, you know, we battle, we find a healthy outlet. We talk. You know, I don't really, you know, when I do get to vent and talk, and, you know, I try to do it to the people that actually understand what it's like to deal with such. You know, because it's not as easy to talk to people, because they always have their opinions. Oh, well, you should just be doing this. Like, do you really grasp what it is? You know, I've gone through, hell, I even gone through when I did competitions, post-competition depression. That shit sucks too. So I went through so many forms of depression. I think they're all kind of a form. I think it's just depression, but just the multitudes of levels of depression. Okay, post-competition depression. That shit suck. Some of those who compete know exactly what I'm talking about. It does get better. I'm proof. You know, poverty depression. It does get better. Hard work does pay off. Death, depression, grievance. You do find a new normal. It hurts. All scars do heal, but they're scars. So they're going to remind you at times when you look at them. But they'll also remind you that you survived, that you got through. And there's always things that are worth it. Always. Had I ended my life when I wanted to, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I'm glad I stuck it through. And I share this to you, just stick it through. Vent, find a healthy outlet. It's a real issue. And I'm always here to talk. You know, I've been there. Too many situations, and I'm only 32. But if this helps you, I'm glad. I'm living it with you, okay? You're not by yourself. Catching us tonight. Good night, sweet dreams. Catching us in the morning. Good morning. Let's make today, tomorrow, and every day count. Adios.